Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode 43 of the Comic Room Podcast. I am your host, Spro, and with me, as always, halfway across the world, not all the way across the world, but maybe about halfway, is Mr. Longbox. How's it going?
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
How are things on your side of the world?
Things are good. It's warming up in Italy.
Hmm.
It was chilly for the first week, and now it's getting hot. So it's nice having a good time out here. Still in Florence, but next week uh, I will be in Rome.
Ooh, fancy
So,
schmancy.
yeah, Rome. So I'll be there for about 4 days. So that'll be fun. So hopefully I can log in from Rome too. That's the plan. So
Uh, uh,
bringing my laptop.
yeah, I don't know
Oh wait, no.
what.
I don't think you're going to be in town.
No, I'm going to be in the Philippines.
Okay.
So I think that puts me 5 hours ahead of you. I think that's what the math is. So I'm going
That's
from
crazy.
9 hours behind to 5 hours ahead. And yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to be there a short period of time with a jam-packed schedule. So don't think we'll be able to make it happen. So no episode 44 next week. That'll come the week after. So
Okay. Well,
yeah,
but that means one less heavy thing to carry to Rome. So
there you
I'll leave
go.
my laptop. So no,
How
it's
long?
going great. What am I
Uh,
in Rome? You said?
yeah, how long are you gonna be in Rome for?
3 or 4 days. I can't remember. We're staying at a place that's big enough for 28 people.
Wow, crazy.
Huge villa. Huge villa with 7 bathrooms.
Dang,
And we've only got
it's four people to a bathroom.
18 people. I mean, it's pretty much it's eight. We have 18 people
Oh, nice. So
and
two and a
seven
half.
bathrooms. I mean, it's that's amazing. So yeah, it's good. That'll be fun to have everybody. We have a bunch of students, so having them all in the same place, college students, so they're adults. But yeah, we're
Nice.
having a good time out here, man. It's really fun. I think thinking about all of our comic book friends, though. I went to the Panini comic book store a couple days ago in Florence. I had some time to myself, and I zipped down there. Everything's walking distance in Florence, and I put a picture up on my Instagram. It's the one there if you go and look, but it's a picture of this closed store. Uh, but in Florence, it's not in parts of Florence. It's not like most places where you just have a regular store with a regular door, like everybody's LCS. Here, these stores are in 1,000-year-old buildings, like of stone and with apartments above. So this thing has just took a picture of one door, but there are two with a big bunch of stone in between the two. Is like shutting your garage door, the metal rolling garage doors. It's
Yeah.
just there's no windows, there's nothing. I couldn't even peek through and anything, nothing. And just graffiti all over the doors, and it's crazy. But I know it's a
Mm.
really nice shop inside. And Philip from uh,
Vintage
Vintage Comics
comics.
and
Yeah.
Toys, Philip. Yeah, he responded to that post. He said, "Hey, you're going to find some really good stuff in there," and he would know because if you watch Philip and his follow him on Instagram, he's always on the road.
Yeah.
Somewhere he's the king of the hunt. He'll go
Yeah.
off and find cool stuff. So I responded and said, "Hey, if I'll post what I find." I was hoping to be able to bring something today, but we didn't go to Florence yesterday, so
Yeah.
but we are today. So today's one of my jams. It's not like we're not going to be back, but I'm gonna go for it today. See what I find.
Nice.
I don't even know
Yeah.
what I'm supposed to look for. Like, if I go there, will I find? Am I looking for like a cool Italian version of a book, or is it more like there'll be a book there that people don't like a sleeper that people don't know yet it's valuable? I remember last time I went, they were behind a few months in like 3 or 4 months behind us in
Mm.
publishing. So
Might be even
if
more
there's a
now
book
with tariffs and stuff.
If there's a hot book, right, exactly. If there's a hot book, new book, it might just be hitting the stands today in Italy.
Yeah.
It's like, so in other words, I get an opportunity to time travel back a few months
Maybe
and pick up.
maybe you might be able to find some like Mark Spears, like those vampire covers.
Yeah, okay, that's a great idea. The Mark Spears. I know that Supergirl cover is really hot right now. Uh, I think it's Art Journal. No, is it Art Journal? Anyway, whatever. It's a really hot cover with Supergirl on the
Yeah.
cover, looking like one of those. Remember those brat dolls, with the
Yeah.
huge. Anyway, that one. But can you guys? What else though? Okay, so the Mark Spears for sure.
I've seen some
What?
well, I guess this isn't modern stuff, but like I've seen Batman 227 Italian versions of that. Um so yeah, I mean maybe an Italian FF1.
Man, that would be crazy. That would be that maybe that's how I get my FF1. Fantasti Quattro.
Yeah. That would be cool
You
though.
know, that would
Yeah.
be really cool. So yeah, I didn't have remember last time I came, I had very little time in there. And so I had to be quick. This time I'm gonna make it priority to have time, one way or the other.
Yeah.
I, s- I'm going today, and I'm going the day after today. So, which I guess there's a word for that. It's called tomorrow. You guys will have to forgive me. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning here. I'm going today. I'm going the day after
The
today.
day
Wow.
after
But anyway,
today. That's good. That's real good.
that's crazy. So
Oh
so
man.
I've got to. I'm one of the classes I'm teaching. I'm actually going to hold it in Florence, just wherever, and I might just hold it right outside the panini shop.
That'd be cool. That'd be
Hey,
sweet.
field trip, travel writing field trip. We're going to a comic store.
That'd be rad.
Yeah, I mean, I do teach a graphic novel class, but not in Italy. But it could
Yeah.
be arranged in a few.
Yeah.
Anyway, so if I any special requests, you want anything, if there wasn't a, there's gonna basically it's like going into any LCS. So if there's an Italian comic
Mm,
you'd like, and I mean I know you if and I'll see something for you, but if there's something that you think of in the next 48 hours, you
yeah.
know.
I'll let you know. Yeah.
And again, I'll go back. This won't be the last time I'm gonna go.
Yeah. Um. Sweet. That's cool. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know about Manila because I'll be in Manila. I don't know about Manila comic shops. So that'll be interesting if I one
Hit the
excuse me if
hit
I'll
the
even have
Jolly
the
Bean giveaway.
yeah. I don't know if one I'll have the time to like go look for a comic shop or
Right.
if I'd even be able to find one because it is a third world country. But it's gonna
Are
be.
you wearing one of Dara's bracelets? That's
Yeah,
cool.
I am. Yeah.
That's
She's
nice.
my wife. We're going to Manila for a convention that my wife is a guest at, and so she's doing like a meet and greet, and she's gonna have like a merch table there. And because, yeah, because Manila's like a third world country and not very prosperous, she didn't want to like bring a bunch of merch to like sell to make money. It's like one of the ideas she had was to make friendship bracelets, and she announced it. And that way, when people go to her merch table, they can bring her a friendship bracelet, and then she would give them one in exchange. So, just kind of something for her fans to an experience for them to enjoy, and something to just be thoughtful about when considering everything.
That's really
so,
cool. I love it.
so
I'm so glad you guys are going again because they were they were so kind to her last time, and
yeah,
got a lot of fans out there, and they were. I love seeing the videos, man. It made me cry to watch how much fun they all had meeting her, and she had meeting them, and it was a neat thing. I know she shared that with her followers
yeah,
how much that meant to her. So that's great. It'll be good for it's good for anybody to be reminded of like who's paying attention. Like
yeah.
if we ever yeah. We'll there's got to be a joke in there somewhere for you and me going to some country and have all of our spros and long box the comic room people come up and give us gifts of comic books.
Yeah. Oh man, that would
Because they
be
were
cool.
bringing her gifts and stuff. I remember that. They all brought like gifts for her and
Yeah, they
things
brought
like
her a bunch of
little
stuff.
drawings to give her, and it was really cool. So,
Yeah,
and you guys are leaving when? A couple days?
Tuesday night. Like, I mean, like 10 minutes before midnight. I think is departure time.
Oh
So
man, true red eye. All right.
yeah, so I think it's actually no, the flight leaves at 11:55 p.m. Tuesday night. So and then we basically
Dang.
lose Wednesday. We lose all of Wednesday, and we get there 5:45 a.m. on Wednesday, which is gonna be
And yeah,
brutal, absolutely
yeah. Well,
brutal.
have fun, stay cool, stay dry. Which those two things are impossible, but
it's
thunderstorms and heat.
it's weather I've never experienced in my life before out there. It's just
Mm.
crazy. Like, I mean, I'm probably not. I mean, I probably will, but like bringing my glasses. Like I did that last year, and I stepped outside, and it was just like I hit like a brick wall of fog, and my glasses would like immediately fog up, and I was like, oh, I can't see a thing. And so,
Just
and then when you walk
wow.
indoors, it's like crazy. Like, well, depending where you go. So, like we stayed at, they had us stay at a nicer hotel the first time we went, and so we went in there, and yeah, very a ton of AC, but it's just like night and day difference. It's crazy. Like I've been to like Cancun, and like Cancun's like a little humid, but not nearly as humid as the Philippines was. So I mean, Philippines is just an island.
So if you're going to someplace that's AC, like big time AC, then you're going through 100+ degree humidity, but you're carrying a jacket. If I
Yeah,
know Derek, she's a sweater, you
yeah,
know.
yeah. So it's like
Have fun, man.
it's like 85, which isn't too bad, right? It's I mean it's warm, but it's not too bad. But then with the humidity, it feels like 105. It's crazy. So yeah, so we're excited for
Oh
that.
well, have fun.
But
Have fun.
anyways, let's get on to some news
Yes.
here. So all right, I'm not gonna show this. I'm not gonna show any news on screen because it was a bit of a hassle. Like when I was flopping between all the cameras last week. Um, and I'm not gonna show this specific thing on screen because typically this is something I would even like pop up on screen. But we got our first look at Galactus in the Fantastic Four.
Mhm.
This was not something marketed or like in a trailer. This is like a leak from maybe like a thing or like a leaked poster or something. But it's not something that was intended to be seen. So it is a spoiler. So if you do want to see Galactus, um, first time in the movie, wait, don't Google it. But if you're curious, just type in Galactus Fantastic Four reveal and it'll pop up. But I mean, comic accurate. I think it looks great.
I saw it and I do too. I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
The detail, like more detail than it on his whole surface than you even get in the comics. It
Yeah.
looks really, I thought it looked amazing,
Yeah.
really good, and
Yeah.
still human. You still see a human face in there. You
Right.
recognize the actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That I was stoked about that. I mean, they're really doing it right. I think it's going to be amazing. So
Yeah, and his voice is amazing. I don't know if you've ever heard him.
no, I didn't hear. I don't know the voice, but you know how I haven't seen Thunderbolts, right?
Yeah.
But I did discover what the end of the end credits scene is.
Oh, really?
At least the topic of it. I haven't seen it.
Okay.
So I have a ton of questions, but I don't know if that's something we want to spoil here on
Yeah, it's been a
the
couple
episode.
weeks. Yeah, it's been a couple weeks. We can talk
All
about it
right.
after news.
All right, we will. I'll
Yeah.
park that for now. But okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
check
Looks
it out.
great.
Check out
Yeah.
Galactic. Doesn't spoil anything. It's so cool. It's gonna make you. It's gonna fire you up for the movie. He looks great.
Yeah. All right, so we got here director Matt Shackman on his inspiration for the Fantastic Four first steps. I'm not so much looking at the other movies, I'm looking at the comics themselves. I'm a huge comic book fan. I've been a big fan of the Fantastic Four since I was a kid. So going back to Jack Kirby and Stan Lee and John Byrne and following all the way up to what's happening, certainly Jonathan Hickman and Mark Waid and Ryan North, what he's been doing. I'm trying to figure out who these characters are to me and how to bring them to life in the best possible way. And that's really where I've started and how we've approached it. So it just seems like he has an
That's what I want to
adoration for the
hear.
comics.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear. What I don't want to hear is, yeah, we got to parade all the Fantastic Four tropes in front of the screen so we can say we did and jam it all in one movie,
Right.
and so yeah, the trailers that I've seen really do make it seem like, despite the fact that it's a world bending plot, a universe multiverse type of plot, perhaps multiverse, it's still they're still spending a lot of time on the relationships and the characters
Yeah.
in a more serious way than just the teasing and the ribbing between Ben and Johnny. And so I think that's what I don't think I know that's what I want. And so, but you got to have the actors, you got to have the script. So
Yeah.
we know they have the actors.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited for it. It's coming up quick. I mean, we're already almost in June, so then we're about a month and a half out. So,
I know. I
ooh,
mean, we've been talking for a while, I said, look, I'm going to get back from Europe, and it's going to be bang, bang, bang. Those three big movies, almost
yeah,
one right after on top of the next. So uh, I'm really excited. I'm excited for, I mean, two of them. I don't care about Jurassic Park at all, but it's a big movie anyway, so I
yeah,
have to acknowledge it.
yeah,
Don't care about Jurassic Park. I like the first one that came out 30 years ago, and I haven't liked one since. That's my take on Jurassic Park.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I like
Rather see a
the
Godzilla movie.
first Jurassic World with Chris Pratt, and then I saw the second one. I didn't like it as much, and it had an interesting ending. I remember, but I never went and saw the third one, so it just wasn't intriguing enough to keep me looped in. But
And my thought on the ones after the first one, and even a little the first one, but I found myself wishing the main characters would just get eaten. Like, will you just kill this dude and get it over with?
Yeah.
That would have made the movie, because it was so derived from the first one. Like, what'd be fun would be and shocking would be if someone just bit Chris Pratt in half right now, and
Wow.
we moved on. But yeah, not that I had nothing against Chris Pratt. It was just because it would be a shocking,
Uh,
not, the only people who ever die in those movies are the red shirts, like from Star Trek, the people who have no name. We don't care about them. We just,
yeah.
for the first 30 minutes who's going to die and who isn't. And it's like, no,
Right.
surprise us.
Yeah, that's
Kill
a good
somebody
point.
else.
Yeah. Sorry if I, both to you and to the listeners, I just start going into a coughing
Oh,
fit because I'm getting over a cold. I'm on like the last day of it, so feeling a lot better. But I got sick in like the middle of last week. I was planning on doing a claim sale last week, and then the day after I announced it and got a ton of books ready, I woke up just or that night actually. So like I was at the office, I recorded a bunch of like videos to promote it, I announced it, and then I got home that night and I was like, my throat feels funny. And that's never a good sign.
man.
And
That's
so
the worst. That's how it always starts.
so I did what
Yeah.
I could, and then I woke up the next morning and I felt like trash and I was like, sweet. Sweet. So
You, you just miss me. That's what it is.
yeah, I'm sick without you. All right, so this one you're really gonna like this one. This is a rumor. This is a rumor
Yeah.
that's come from quite a few people. Uh, there are plans for a Silver Surfer solo film.
I love that one. I love
So,
it. Let's go.
oh hey, look, your camera cleared up. It's back to normal now. You're not buffering anymore.
Oh, okay, good. So I can move now. I've been trying to stay still, which is very hard for me.
Yeah, you look. Yeah,
Okay.
it's not as bad as it was before, but even when you were like sitting still before, it was like still like pixelated. But you look good now. So, all right.
Okay, good.
You can move a
We've
little.
got
I'll
our
give you a
own life.
little bit. You can move like 1 inch to the left, 1 inch to the right, and
All right.
you're good.
I'm on timeout in the corner here. I can't really move. No, no, that's fantastic. A
Yeah,
Fantastic Four. Okay, right away. I'm just gonna go ahead and put in my bid for what I want. I want a Norin Rad origin
it's gotta
story.
be.
Which I think. I mean, what else could you do? Why would you do anything other than that? Especially
Yeah,
since they've got the Galactus character and look all sewn up tight, and it's time.
so like So, oh, what am I trying to say here? So, like, they're doing the what's her name again? Shalabal.
Hmm.
So they're doing the
Yeah.
Shalabal in the FF movie. I imagine, like, I feel like Nornrad might be in the movie. I don't know. Maybe that's a bit of a reach, but I feel like he could be like an actor kept secret. So like there was, I don't know if you remember, like months ago, like last year when they were filming, there was somebody that they were hiding and sneaking onto set. So maybe that could have been a hidden Silver Surfer actor. But if they're planning for a Silver Surfer solo film, that can't come out of nowhere. Like unless it's gonna be like some prequel Nornrad origin. But if it, I would probably not hedge your bets on that because it's probably going to be more like maybe some sort of team up with him and Ball. Like the theory is that like Galactus was going to kill Nornrad and then Ball was like, no, I'll like spare him. You know, like the same situation Nornrad was in. Like it's just cyclical. So it was Ball
Okay.
standing in for him, and so maybe it like catches up with them after. So maybe we do see a little bit of her origin and like Silver Nornrad getting like kind of I don't know,
Hey,
maybe in prison
if they're going
somewhere.
if they're going that way, y'all, there's only 18 issues of the original Silver Surfer run, and a lot of them are really cheap. Hook them up, get them, especially Silver Surfer 1. I don't have to tell you that. But yeah, that would be amazing. He's such a great character, and he's never really. I mean, he's only appeared in a Fantastic Four movie that didn't really execute.
Pretty
So
forgetful, yeah.
yeah, that would
And
be.
I have issues 2 through 18, except for issue 4. So if you're looking for them, I got them.
There you go. I've got one, two, four, and then seven and 18. 18. I don't know. I have a
Oh, you
smattering
still
of
don't
them.
have 3, huh?
No, I still don't have three. I'm waiting because this is me. I'm waiting for them to announce that Mephisto. I'm waiting for Mephisto to show up in a movie so that way I'll kick myself that it's too late.
Well, I got one waiting for you.
How
Um,
what condition? What condition is it? Is it how much is it?
I don't have a price
Well,
on it, but I think it's either like
man,
a,
tell me the price.
I
Is
think
it the
it's
one that is?
5 or a
Go
6.
ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Not
have to
not not
talk.
my PC one, yeah. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
okay, that's what
raw
I was wondering.
no, it's a raw 5 or a 6. I don't remember. Call it a 5.5.
Yeah, yeah, which is consistent with the ones I don't have super high grade of those first few. My four is I think it's a five, and my one is 5.5 or something like that. It's I don't have, they're not. I used to have a really high grade issue one,
Yeah, your
but
one's a 5.5, I think. Yeah.
yeah, but with the cool uh, custom label, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So
Um all right. So let me see here. This is
why?
following
Go ahead.
No, you go for it.
Just kidding, why? I've always wondered what happened with the Silver Surfer. Why did they only run 18 issues? I mean, it was such a huge Stan Lee favorite. It's just one of those weird enigmas in in the history of Marvel. Like that's Stan Lee was full send behind the character.
Yeah.
They rolled out this double 25-cent issue, 52 page or whatever, issue one, and they're stunning covers. They're beautiful books, and then they just stopped.
Yeah.
So, I mean, was it really that unpopular? I can't find that hard to believe. But maybe, I
Yeah.
mean, if anybody knows, I mean, the story's out there, but I don't know that I've ever read about it. Like, what happened? Why did they
Yeah, I don't
stop
know.
that?
I think this this is slightly off topic, but what you said jogged my memory on this. I think currently oh man, there's in LA there's an exhibit, I think. For yeah, at this wait, is this it? Yes. Down in LA at the Skirball Cultural Center, there's a Jack
Mhm.
Kirby exhibit going on. Um from May 1st to March 1st, 2026. So it's just
Well,
like,
that we have to go to that.
yeah. I think, what is the skirball? I feel like
That's
I
by
don't,
Mulholland. That's like by the Getty.
yeah, I think, well, it says it's on Sepulveda, but
Yeah. Oh, okay. So down lower, wherever. Let's go.
yeah. Yeah, that would be fun. Oh yeah, this looks like it's, oh yeah, it's up in the hills. It seems like it's up there. That's right. Yeah, the Skirball is like a Jewish museum, history artifacts. Mainly, I
Hmm.
think there's other stuff there, but yeah. So right now for the next year, they're doing a Jack Kirby exhibit. So yeah, we should definitely go check that out.
I'm going to that. That's cool, dude. Thanks for
Yeah,
telling me that one. We gotta
yeah,
go to that'd be a great episode.
yeah. I've been wanting to go to the Getty too because I've been wanting some creative inspiration. So
You gotta come to Florence, man. This is the home of all Renaissance thought and art comes from
Renaissance,
here.
Renaissance.
Oh my, don't even do that, man. Just let me show you around. I'm not gonna, I won't go through it here today, but you talk about art and inspiration, you just can't believe it. It's everywhere. It's in the sunsets out here. It's
Yeah.
amazing. But the museums and the cultural stuff. Today we're going up the third tower in that I'm gonna like not tower, well, second tower, but third major climb of stairs. And I've been working out all year in preparation so that I can manage the stairs without too much because everybody struggles up the stairs.
Yeah, I
And
bet.
and so far the first two no problem except just sweating like everybody else. But
Sure.
this last one's is about the tallest, but it's also the tightest. So
Mm.
it's pretty steep and it's pretty direct, but there's no stops in between. So well, I have no reason to believe I can't do it, but it might be a little painful.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
always the
Yeah,
thing.
you'll be sore. Um, that reminds me. Then we'll go back to news after this. When we were in London a couple years ago, uh, there was like an elevator to go down into the subway, and then we had like just missed it. And I was like, "That's fine. The stairs are right next. Like, it's no big. It's just a subway. Like, whatever." Um, and typically the subway, it's like a flight and a half of stairs, like to get down into. Like, it's normally not
Hmm.
much to get down into the subway, especially in New York. It's just a couple dozen stairs maybe. This was like one of those like spinning stairwells, and
Yes.
we started walking down, and there came a point where I was like, I I think we're stuck in the Matrix because it was a never ending, and it just like we were walking, and it was just like I don't think we're actually moving. Like, this is the same thing we have been seeing. And then I started getting lightheaded because it's like, you're just walking in that circle. And then I'm like,
Hmm.
I literally think that we're stuck. And I'm like, I don't think this is going anywhere. Like, I think this is just an infinite ladder to
Yeah, you would.
hell.
That's you, you would feel that way in some of these towers. Look, this is one of the ones I climbed.
Wow. How many stories is that?
Uh, that thing is uh it's probably about 40 stories. It's
You went to the
brutal.
top? Ooh,
It's the Giotto Tower. There's a better look at it.
the Leaning Tower
There
of
it is.
Pizza.
No, it's only because I picked my pictures leaning because I'm terrible at photography. But but it's the tower right next to the Duomo in Florence, and then of course we did the actual dome uh, from the top. I just can't find a picture of that right now. But anyway, yeah, it was legit, man. It was seriously a tall climb, and now I'm doing the Ponte Vecchio Tower. So
Nice.
we'll see,
Good
man.
luck.
But I know what you mean. There's a point where you get dizzy because you're just going spiral, and it
Yeah.
just makes you dizzy. And
Yeah.
that's the next one. There's the one I'm going to climb today.
Nice. Have fun. Good luck.
Yeah, uh,
All right.
I'll try.
Okay. So this is back to Silver Surfer here. This is leaked from the same person, Daniel RPK. And this is Marvel Studios reportedly has plans to include Silver Surfer in multiple projects including a solo film after Fantastic Four First Step. So not just a solo film, but also multiple projects. So it looks like this is going to be a staple character moving forward. So I'm excited to see what that brings. So
Yeah, there's all those people that have been that either have been collecting FF48s or don't or been putting it off are going to be affected greatly in this one here.
yeah. Okay, this is probably the biggest news of the week. Marvel Studios has delayed Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, both by about a year and a half. So,
Wow.
sorry,
Okay.
sorry, sorry, I totally miss said that because I was looking at the Secret Wars date for Avengers Doomsday. Avengers Doomsday is getting pushed up May, June, July, August, September, October, November to 7 months. So instead of releasing in May 2026, Avengers Doomsday is coming out in December 18th, 2026. So this is going to be a Christmas movie now, a holiday movie rather, and this is um this could mean a bigger um it could do better at the box office cuz the family's together, the family goes see movies. Everybody knows Marvel movies. It's a safe movie to go see. I think you and your family would go to the movies like on Christmas Day. And that was like so
Yeah, that
foreign to
was
me. I remember Dara telling me about that, and I was like, "What on Christmas Day?" She's like, "Yeah, we go all the time." I was like, "What? That's crazy.
yeah, we do that.
Who lets them work on Christmas Day?"
Go to work and take those tickets. We'll pay you an extra 25 cents an hour. Like, yeah, it's kind of messed
And then Marvel Secret Wars has been delayed from May 5th, 2027 to December 17th, 2027. Avengers Doomsday being pushed to December 18th, 2026 actually puts it on the same exact scheduled release day as Dune 3. So Doomsday and Dune 3 will be coming out on the same day, which means I will be seeing, and probably the both of us. I don't know if the women will tag along for back to backs, but I'm gonna go see a double feature. I'm honestly,
up.
I'm not gonna lie. I might be seated for Dune 3 first. I might be seated for Dune 3 first, and then I'll catch Doomsday after. But I'm catching those movies on the same day, back to back. A little bathroom break in between, get another hot dog. But I'm seeing those back to back.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun, and I think Doomsday would be the better one to do second because Dune is going to be a more think piece type of movie, I think, based on how the first two went, right?
Yeah,
So,
and a conclusion to an arc. So
yeah, so you don't want to be having just watched the 2 hour movie and then but also because I think I'm more excited about Dune 3 myself,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. As of right
because it's this.
now, yeah. Go ahead.
That's it. I'm going
Oh,
to see it. We'll go
yeah.
together.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I'm more excited about it too. I think it's because it's a conclusion to a story, whereas like Doomsday is more or less like the beginning of a story. Like, I mean, because there's not really Infinity War was like the beginning to a conclusion, and everybody kind of knew that. And it was like clear kind of going into it, but I feel like that's not as clear cut as this. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
But
Hey, man.
here's the crazy thing. I don't think this got delayed. Yeah, I haven't seen any news about this getting delayed. So people are assuming this will get delayed. Sorry, I'm double checking to make sure I didn't miss any news. It doesn't look like I did. No. Okay, so still pending, but this would put Spider-Man Brand New Day would be now releasing before Avengers Doomsday, where before it was releasing in between Doomsday and Secret Wars. So To me, that probably story wise makes a little bit more sense because if Doomsday is going to lead into Secret Wars, having a solo Spider-Man movie in between would put Peter in a weird place because they'd have to be in Battle World for Secret Wars, which I assume is probably going to be the ending of Doomsday. So yeah, I guess we'll see. But yeah, so that might stay, but that means that we won't have a Marvel movie for a whole year. So FF will be the last Marvel movie. Sorry, FF is the next Marvel movie, and the only one scheduled after that, as of right now, is Spider-Man: Brand New Day, July 31st, 2026. So kind of crazy, a whole year in between no Marvel movies.
I think they know it's going to be such a big movie. It's going to be in the theaters the whole year.
Yeah.
It's not going to leave. It's just going to be. It's going to be long running for a year like Star Wars in 1977. It's just going to be there.
There you
We're
go.
going to go. We're going to go back like St. Patrick's Day, and we're going to go see what movie do you want to watch. And there's going to be Fantastic Four: First Steps, still going to be on the in the Omni massive theater. It's be pushing like a $2 billion.
Wow, can you imagine?
I I do imagine it. I feel like the franchise is owed a true blockbuster, like something that's so good that it's one of those things where everybody has to see it, and some people see it twice or
Yeah,
three times.
I'm sure. Do you think you'll see it multiple times? If you like it, will you go see it multiple times in the theater?
I almost never see a movie twice in a theater, so I'll have to really, really love it to do it. I think I'm more likely to see Superman twice.
Really? Wow. No Superman news this week, so laying low for right now.
Yeah, but if but sometimes I here's a funny thing. Here's a funny story. I might see it twice just because I want it to reach a billion, even though my little whatever $15 contribution is not going to really matter that much. But I do that sort of thing.
Yeah,
Like
heck yeah.
back when I was a kid, I used to listen to the top 40 countdown on the radio, and you guys, most of you won't remember or know the name Andy Gibb, but he was this musician, one of the little brother of the Bee Gees group, for Saturday Night Fever fame and all that stuff. But anyway, his first three hits were number one hits, and at that point, there had never been an artist whose first four hits went to number one, and then his fourth he released his fourth song off this album, and it really wasn't that good of a song. But I went out and bought the single record because I was trying to help push it to be the number one song.
There you go. Hey, you're doing
So
your part.
I had this 45 of "Everlasting Love" by Andy Gibb that I didn't even really like that much, and the song never did make it to number one because it wasn't a good enough song.
Hey, but not
So
for your lack of
if
trying though.
I look, no one can say I didn't support my boy, right? I
Yeah.
tried. But if Fantastic Four, if I can do it for Andy Gibb, I can absolutely do it for the
Yeah.
Fantastic Four. So perhaps the odds are better than I think.
Yeah. I feel like
Thanks,
if
Bob, you're seeing it for the fifth time,
I feel like if I like it, there's a good chance I'll go see it, just because I really like the aesthetic,
Yeah.
and I'd want to see it again. So, I
And
remember I saw.
also, I'll go see it again if they're sold out of those thing popcorn helmets, then I'll have to go back to another theater.
Yeah, true, yeah. So yeah, I think I saw Avengers like 4 or 5 times in the theaters. The first one, I think I saw Endgame like twice, and I think that's the most I've seen. Oh, I saw No Way Home twice as well. So
I saw Rocky 3 like 6 times when I was in high school.
wow,
I loved it.
I don't even think I've
I
seen
thought it was the
Rocky
best.
3 once.
I thought Rocky 3 was the best movie of all the Rocky movies. I know it isn't. I know Rocky 1 is better, but high school Rocky 3 was better.
Yeah, fair enough. Um, Here's the reasoning for why or Avengers Doomsday was delayed. It was delayed to allow the Marvel team to have more time to execute on the gargantuan vision they have. In quotes, gargantuan vision. So,
You know what that sounds like to me? It sounds like every time I've ever gone to my editors and needed an extended deadline for any project that I'm working on, It's always because it's going to be that good. That's the reason.
Yeah.
And hey, it's a solid excuse for missing a deadline. Well, it takes time to make perfection. Come on, you got to give me
Yeah.
an extra week.
Yeah,
Hope they're right.
exactly.
Do it.
Yeah.
It-
So along
my students try that on me, but it doesn't work.
Yeah. So along with that movie getting delayed, a lot of other dates got moved around, and so there's a lot of stuff that like got pulled from like moved from Marvel to like Pixar, like a release date getting like shifted. So there's a lot of like now empty slots for Marvel. So SDCC this year could be really really big, with just
Yeah,
announcing a ton of new movies. Because pretty much we have Secret Wars as far as we go, which is 2027. So SDCC could be a big year of them announcing stuff. I think there's a Doctor Strange 4. I think it's like the insanity of the incursions or something like that. Excuse me.
I think you should be a vendor there. Is it too late?
Probably.
I mean, you got a lot of books to sell, and
I
then
do.
that way we could both get in because I'll be your helper.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm sure it's too late, but I guess I could check. All right,
Yeah.
this is the last piece of Marvel news, and then we have one piece of DC news. So
Okay.
it's been 13 years since Ghost Rider last appeared on the big screen in Spirit of Vengeance, which came out in 2012. He's finally back in Avengers Doomsday. This will be released December 18th, 2026. Marvel Studios is currently casting an actor for the role. Ryan Gosling is the name tied to the role right now as Marvel's favorite, but who knows if they can get Ryan Gosling. But
Mhm.
yeah, so Ghost Rider, he's back. He's coming back.
Yeah, well, that those movies were wild, man. I kind of liked them. I know they didn't do all that well, but I thought they were cool. I thought they were really fun.
Yeah,
Just something different, something really different than all the other stuff. This character is different, and I mean, I like the Nicolas Cage one where he's riding his motorcycle up the side of the building. I thought
yeah,
that was like a great scene. Um, cool character. So which character is going to be the Ghost Rider character? Is it is it Blaze? Is it Ketch?
yeah. I think it's Johnny Blaze. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that
So
makes sense.
yeah, so um, there's something that like Marvel is just not marketing right now. Maybe because this was from like before when they like had the priorities not in the right order, and it just for whatever reason I think that Marvel think this is not going to be great, so they're not putting money into the marketing for it. But Ironheart comes out in like a few weeks, the TV show. Um, and so
Yeah.
there was rumor the Hood is the villain of that show, and the Hood's origin has ties to Mephisto. And so at the time of filming this show, there was rumors that Sacha Baron Cohen was Mephisto. Um, if they're not putting marketing into this, I doubt this is where they introduce Mephisto. But if
Mm.
Ghost Rider's coming in Avengers Doomsday, you can lay the groundwork, a little bit of that groundwork down for him,
Sure.
by bringing in Mephisto. So who knows? We'll see. We'll know in a few weeks whether or not Mephisto's in the MCU. It's been the age old question since 2022 when WandaVision came out.
Uh, I saw the trailer for the series that came out recently for Ironheart, and it didn't speak to me, but that doesn't mean it won't be good. But I thought, I'm thinking right now, the only thing that would make me interested to sit to excited, I'll watch it either way, but excited to watch it would be if they found a way to put the Red Hood in it as the villain, to really shock the world, because bring the Joker on over, because from DC, because I'm like, uh,
Yeah.
you know, it didn't look that. Did it look good to you?
I mean, it looks interesting. Like, I'll watch it for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Yeah, it's sort of like when you're a comic book fan, you're kind of stuck, man. I mean, these things come out, and like anything, some are great, some are terrible, and most are in the middle. But you're gonna watch it. It's like, well,
Yeah.
I hope it's good. It's gonna get my 2.5 hours for sure, and
Yeah.
or in this case, more like 9 hours. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. It's just inevitable, and that's why
Yeah.
they keep putting the movies out.
Yep.
So I guess that's a good thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm never rooting. I never root against anything. Why would I be? Why would I do that? Like
Yeah.
I hope it's awesome. I hope it's amazing.
It's weird. People. I mean, this movie's getting a ton of unnecessary hate because it's a black female character lead, and so people are calling it like DEI, and it's like this is a character from the
Uh,
comics that's like existed
mhm.
way before they started making this show. Like this isn't like some invention, and also this actress doesn't deserve that type of hate. She was in the Black Panther Wakanda Forever movie. So she's an
Right.
established character in the universe. Like this is like there's no reason to just throw these like shock value terms around. Just let it be
No,
what it is.
it's
Like if it stinks, it stinks. If it's good, hey, I'm in. I'm always in for something good.
yeah, totally. I've learned in my 50 plus years that stupidity likes things to be simple. Stupidity loves, if I can use this term in kind of a general way, stupidity loves binary things. It's, if it's got a black female lead, it's got to be DEI.
Yeah.
If it's got no, it doesn't.
Right.
Whatever you mean when you say DEI, like whatever that means to you to make you hate it, that doesn't have to mean that because of this. Like it's stupid, but stupidity doesn't recognize nuance or like complexity. That's just the way it is, and
Yeah.
so there's a great example of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's stupid. That's a stupid thing to say.
Yeah.
I don't. That was one word that we never let Dara or Melissa use as kids because that's a strong thing to say to somebody. To call somebody stupid is you call them something else. Like there's a lot of terms that maybe are more offensive to people, but I think stupid is a really like I don't break that one out often because
Yeah.
it's mean. So you could ask Dara. We would say don't say stupid. Like that's
Yeah.
not you don't say something or somebody's stupid. You can say I don't like it or I think they're wrong, but you can't call them stupid unless they really are stupid. And I'm but when you're a kid, you can't discern that stuff,
Yeah.
So we would
I,
tell, but
I
I'm
don't
gonna
think I
break
was
that
allowed to
word
say
out.
that either. I don't think I was allowed to
Yeah,
say
well,
idiot either.
yeah, it's the same thing because it's really it's a tough thing to hear someone call you, and so yeah, but I'm breaking it out for that take.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
there you
got to
go.
be this. That's stupid.
Yep. I agree. All right, last piece of news here. This is DC via the UK production. Um they're like uh a news like a UK based news for movie and like stuff that films out there.
Okay.
Batman Part 2 is now set to begin filming in early 2026. So,
We,
tomorrow
I
tomorrow's
but
Memorial's Day, which last week we talked that James Gunn said that Matt Reeves should have the script in by Memorial's Day, so should be in
I'm,
tomorrow.
I'm laughing. I hope so. I'm laughing because there's always something about this movie. There's every week there's some kind of news
Yeah.
about it. It's like just make the movie.
People,
This
yeah.
is
Well, it's. I'll tell you what. It's because people care. It's because people like.
uh,
They're such big fans of this part of the DCU that something like when something small moves, it makes headlines because everybody wants to see the second movie. So yeah, I mean, I agree with you, but yeah, the reason why it's like that is because yeah, people are just they're. I mean, like me, I'm on pins and needles. Look, I got my shrine. Oh, here's my show and tell. Hold on. I got this in. This is the bat cycle.
that's really cool. Where'd you
So
get that?
I got this on eBay. So he actually like he can sit on here. So actually fits on here. So it's pretty sick. It's the whole thing.
That's really nice.
So yeah. And then you can
I'll
see
have to bring my Funko Pop over.
all my Batman figures and
Yeah.
I got a couple Funkos and
Oh man, that's so cool. Get the whole shrine going right now.
yeah, I really do.
Here's my show and tell. Front of the Panini comic store when I went to go in.
Nice.
Literally a roll-up garage door in front of us on a stone building. But yeah,
Um,
that's cool.
so I I pressed your FF12.
Okay.
Do you want to know my thoughts here live on not live here live recording of
Yeah.
the Comic Room Pod episode 43?
Yes. Now remember, I bought this book and it was uh, raw, kind of billed as like a 4.5. I thought it was more of a 4.0 to a 4.5. So let's hear it.
So I think you should be in the clear for a 4. But conservatively, if I was selling or if I was giving like this a grade, I would conservatively say a 3.5 with hopes of a 4.0. So that's my
Ah,
honest.
all right.
So I
And I
submitted
sure.
like I've submitted a Werewolf by Night 32, which was in worse condition than this, and it got a 3.5. So that's what gives me hope for the 4.0. But there's like a couple things. There's like a slight tear on the spine, like just like a piece missing on the spine. That I don't
Well,
know.
you're supposed to fix that stuff for me, man. Fix it.
Yeah, I'm supposed to add pieces to cover and make it a green label. So that's like something I didn't see before when we first looked at the book. So just getting a
Okay.
closer look at it. I think you're probably in the clear for 4.0, but I will conservatively say to not get your hopes up too much. I would say a 3.5 with hopes of a 4.0. That's what I would say.
Okay.
So if
Well,
I was
I
submitting
mean,
it, like if I was submitting it for myself, that's what I'd be thinking. I'd be thinking probably a 3.5. If I get a 4.0, I'm happy. If you get a four
okay.
five,
Well,
I mean, let's celebrate.
yeah, we'll celebrate. And I'm not mad at the seller. I mean, it's a raw book. These things are subjective, and he did let me take it out and look at every page, so
Yeah,
he's off the hook. He sold me a raw book. I looked at it. I paid him the price, so that's totally fine. And if it comes back at 3.5, I'm not going to love the book any less. I love that the colors though, right? The
yeah,
colors
it's
on that
really
book are
nice.
really bright. So, thank you for doing that. Have you seen it? What do you think of the other books? Have you looked at them yet? Like the Star Trek one.
No, I haven't looked at those yet. So I have to, when we're done recording, I have to get like, you have to remind me which ones are going in the more expensive tier and which ones aren't, because I forgot which
Okay,
ones.
I think that FF12 obviously. Um, I don't remember even what they are. Star
Yeah.
Trek One, no, that's not going to be a
Well,
a
here,
high
I
value
can pull
one.
them out and show you.
Yeah.
So we got this one.
Oh yeah, that's a cool one. Yeah, that one is not going to be a high grade book. It's probably more like a 2.5. Yeah, that's a sharp book. That won't be in the high value, but it's probably like a 6. That's got to go in the high value one.
High value is 4.0 or 400, sorry, or higher.
Yeah, then yeah, that's got to go in there. I think. Well, maybe not. Okay. Yeah, those man. There's my show and tell. I hadn't shown those on site. Those are such great books. That one's listed like a 2.530. So
All
I
right, so
almost
the
rather just put them in the high value because they get back faster. Or how much? Or just pay the 15. We're gonna do something. We're gonna expedite it, right?
yeah, we'll pay the shipping, and that's cheaper than the high tier.
So I think of those, the high tier as far as values, only the FF12. The other ones, because they're lower grade, are passable for
Okay,
um,
yeah,
the
it'll be cheaper
regular.
that way. Cool.
Oh, it was so nice to see my friends again. I miss those comics. I kind of miss my comic collection. I haven't seen any of them, so that was kind of nice.
Yeah, I
Thank you
mean,
for showing me.
yeah. Well, when you get back, when you're settled, when you've spent time with your wife and you're kind of back in it, I could use help at the office just bagging and boarding. So if you're itching just to touch some comics and just to open
You
up
got plenty for me.
I'll leave the FF ones for you. I'm doing other ones. But yeah, just I need help bagging and boarding up so I can I
Okay, I can do that.
I can price them
Me
quicker.
going to help you bag and board a collection is me adding too many books to my collection ultimately. That's what's gonna happen. Last time I did that, I bought a Catwoman's from you.
Yeah, that's
So,
right. But yeah, I was just kind of like reassessing how I'll be moving forward. Um, just because of the changes the changes in the way that I'm operating on Instagram and selling and stuff. And so now my biggest priority is what I would do is I would basically like before a sale, I would go through the boxes and I would pick up the books that I wanted to put in the sale, and then I would bag, board, and grade all at the same time. And then after, I would price everything. And then in between sales, I would slowly go through, like, I would go through like some Hulk here, some Spider Man there, organize where I needed to organize, and just do like other random stuff around the office. But now I'm at a point where, with the change in how I'm going to be operating, now I need to get everything into a bag and board as like quickly as possible. So that's my main priority. So I was gonna start that this week, or like I started it later last week, and then I got sick, and then so now I'm just like a week. I'm gonna be like 2 weeks behind because I'm leaving the country on Tuesday, so I'm gonna be
right.
behind. So when I get back,
Sounds like you're gonna have some sales coming up then. If you're putting them in bags and boards, you're ready to move them.
yeah. So yeah, I mean that's the goal. I didn't buy it to sit on it, but I guess
Mhm.
got to move them sooner than later. So
Okay.
yeah. So when you get back, when you get settled, when you've made up lost time with the wifey.
Yeah, I hit the ground pretty well running. I think I might take a day or two, but I'll be all right. And
Yeah.
next the day after I get back is our anniversary, and so we'll hang out
All
and
right.
do some stuff. But probably that I don't even know what day of the week I'm coming back, but it doesn't matter. It's summer, weekend, weekday. They're all the same
Yeah.
in the summer.
Yeah.
The,
I
you know,
figured
a couple days.
when I was like when I was decided that this is how I was going to be working now, like what my days were going to be filled with, I was like, oh yeah, when Bob gets back, he's going to be itching to see some comics. So I was like, I can
You're
get
right
him to
about
work.
that.
I can get him to work.
Yeah, put me to work. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not. I'll be happy to help. Man.
Yeah.
No
So
problem.
there was something, but when we were talking about news that you said you would park it, and then we were going
Oh
to
yeah,
talk about it.
the spoiler or the trailer.
Oh, the
Okay,
end
I'm gonna
credit
start
scene.
over. The end credit scene. Um, it came across a video I was watching where it was mentioned that it was. I'm gonna go ahead and say it in case if you don't want to be spoiled, turn it off.
It's a couple
But
weeks out.
that it
So
yeah, a couple weeks. That the it shows the Fantastic Four coming into our universe.
yeah.
So that fits with your theory that the Fantastic Four's world does die, and they come to the 616 or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay.
So this is
What does it
like,
mean?
well, this is like, people were saying like this is the craziest post credit scene in a long time, and I was like, I was thinking Doom, honestly, right? Like I was thinking it has to be a Doom reveal. There's nothing else that people were saying don't look this up, don't like mute it on Twitter, don't get this spoiled. You want to see it in the theaters. So the whole time I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, we're gonna see Doom. Like it has to be like they were already shooting post credit scenes. They can shoot them up to like the very last minute. Um,
Hmm.
and so and that was true. They said that they shot this post credit scene on the Doomsday set a month before the movie came out. So like this is they do shoot them last minute. So I was like, okay, it's got to be Doom. Get to the theater, and they're having they're like talking and kind of debriefing, and um I think it's like 14 months after the events of Thunderbolts. And then yeah, the FF space or yeah, space shuttle comes into orbit. And I was just like really confused because I was like, how is this the biggest this not spoiling the movie? Like I'm still kind of confused as to like what it actually means. Like what like I don't really know what they
Mm.
were trying to accomplish with the post credit scene. Like is this could it be a different FF? Like that's my one of my theories right now to like kind of make an assumption that it's not uh like a spoiler is like this is a whole new FF team, which I think would be like really cool and unique, honestly. Um, is it just one? Like, could it just be Doom on the ship? Like, could it be
Hmm.
what's their son's name? Frank? Could it be Franklin Richards? Like, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to me why they would do that because yeah, I don't know. It just seems like it's a lot of information given out for the movie, which I don't think that they would do. I don't think that they would spoil a movie like that in a post credit scene.
Well, yeah, if they're giving you the the next scene following the end of the movie,
Yeah,
that would be crazy, right? So that's it. They just kind of the reveal is that the ship shows up, they land, and out they walk or whatever.
yeah. I'll send you a video to watch. It's from New Rockstars. It's probably like a 15-minute video, but this guy goes into like his theories about um
Okay.
kind of all of it. But yeah, it's like it's either any of the things that I said, or yeah, it is my theory. They lost they lost to Galactus and they left, or they beat Galactus and they're just traveling just cuz um maybe like they discovered incursions and they discovered that I don't know. It could be
Well, we know, yeah, because they have to get him over to the 616 somehow.
yeah.
So we interesting. Hmm. Well, they're they're all in with the Fantastic Four, clearly. Like
Yeah.
they're hyping it big time, which is good, really good. But yeah, I can see you must have been killing you to not for me not to know it, and you have to keep that to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I was honestly, I think at first I was just like really shocked. Like I was just so confused. Like I was in the theater and I was just like genuinely like I'm I've never been that confused in a Marvel movie. I was just like, this doesn't make any sense, which maybe is a good thing that I'm confused. I don't know. That the question will be answered when we go to CFF though, because they'll make sense of it.
I've
Um,
never been that confused. I can't really say I didn't watch it, but I'm thinking I've never been that confused in a Marvel movie since the last Thor movie, whatever it was,
oh, Love and
Love
Thunder.
and Love and Thunder. No, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why what they're doing there, but hopefully it's not. It doesn't turn out to be a spoiler of the movie because I guess if you in retrospect you find out that it is, then you can't really say it spoiled it because you didn't really know. But if it does turn out to be a spoiler, that was kind of a lame thing to do.
Yeah.
Like don't I don't know. But
So
all I
there's
know is that yeah, they're bringing them into the main universe. So
yeah,
it doesn't guarantee anything with the other universe, but they definitely bring them into ours.
yeah, yeah. So
So yeah,
yeah.
I saw some of the stuff that FF's been running. FF trailer's been running during the NBA playoffs. Is that true? Like
I haven't really
they've been doing
watched.
this weird interaction, like, oh, we got to make the tip off or something stupid
Oh
like that.
yes, 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 yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
that again that might deserve the S word on from my part too. I don't like I don't like I don't like it when they get that close to the thing they're selling. It's like, come on,
yeah,
don't make the characters turn and pitch the thing.
yeah.
It's not cute.
Only Deadpool can do that, but that's his whole
Yeah,
character.
exactly. He can do it, but
Yeah,
don't you can't have Reed Richards, hawking cornflakes, man. Come on.
yeah. Unless they go to a Knicks game in their universe, and that's they're just pulling from that, which that would be pretty cool.
If they go to a NBA game in their universe, it better be the Warriors. We'll talk about the Knicks.
Okay, it's they don't care about the Warriors. Okay, they're
But you know what?
in New York.
Can we just I know here we go with the sports, but is this I'm not feeling this NBA playoffs right now. It's unique and it's kind of
Halliburton,
interesting, but
baby.
you like the Indiana New York thing again. That's kind of fun. Um, I guess I am feeling it. I'm just not feeling it because my team got eliminated, but they weren't good. They weren't good enough to win. But I want to see Minnesota and Indiana. That's who I want to see. I want to see Ant and Halliburton go.
Minnesota had a statement game last night. Did you see that?
They did. Yeah,
143
oh,
to
I
10
did.
something.
Yeah, they dropped
Ooh.
140 something. Yeah, I opened up when I saw the box score. I'm like, how many points did Ant score? He must have had 60, but he only had 30. So they just spread it only. But I mean,
Yeah.
that's Ant. But they spread it around. Yeah,
Yeah.
they call him like mini Jordan. I don't know.
Knicks had a comeback win tonight.
Oh, good. They needed it.
Yeah.
Because
I,
they lost the first two in New York, right?
yeah. I want to see a Knicks OKC. I'll see Pacers too. Like I really don't care who win. Like I liked Halliburton when he was on the Kings. I mean that shot he hit to put them in OT to take the win, that was awesome.
Right.
But yeah, I think it'd be cool for New York to win. I think those fans. New York's been in a
That would
drought.
be cool.
Yankees 2009 was their last one, I think.
That's true.
Um, so
That is true.
when was the last time the
I'm,
Knicks won?
I'm-
Have they ever won?
yeah, they've won. They last time they won was in the 70s back with Clyde Frazier, and yeah, that was the game where their best player was hurt, and so their guard kind of carried them in Game 7. It was a cool story. They haven't won ever since.
Yeah,
1973 was the year,
yeah.
or seven, yeah,
So
73 because 74 was the Warriors.
Tim, Timothy Chalamet's been at those Knicks games. Um,
That would be fun. I just don't.
Lisan
Oklahoma
Al
City, I used to
Gaib.
like. I've lived in Oklahoma. Uh,
I don't want to see
Fam,
Shy
my
win
large.
though. I don't want to see SGA
I
in
don't
that
like
that foul. I don't want to see that. That doesn't deserve to
foul.
win.
Yeah, he's a foul merchant. I don't like that
Yeah,
style of basketball, but I do. He's a great player, but I gotta clean that up in the league. Um, I I like Minnesota not because I like Minnesota Timberwolves, but I've got a friend who does. But I just like the star power of Anthony Edwards. He is really fun to watch play.
yeah, he
I'd love to
is.
see him in Madison Square Garden, you know, on the biggest stage. I think it would be cool.
I can't root for him
But
because he eliminated my team. So
and my team too. Well, an injury eliminated my team. I mean, Steph only played game one, and we won that game. So, yeah, but you
yeah,
can't cry about that. That's part of the game.
yeah,
Your players get hurt. But yeah, it's a good. Okay, so now I have to retract my statement. I guess I am feeling it because I got a lot of thoughts about it. I am feeling the NBA. NBA. So I was just salty, but no, it's it's certainly fresh and new. Halliburton, though, man, out of nowhere. I mean, he was good, and then and then Siakam. So they had the
yeah,
Siakam to the Warriors for a long time, but the Warriors didn't pull the trigger on that. So now the Warriors fans are salty. We should have traded Kaminga for him. Well,
Did you see
probably
there was
because
a? Keep going. I'll tell you the story after.
be- because Steve Kerr wasn't gonna play Jonathan Kaminga anyway. Steve Kerr doesn't like
Right?
playing young players. See, that's been the big issue talk around the Warriors world
Is he
is
gone?
uh, Steve Kerr is a problem because he won't develop players. He just doesn't develop them, and he frustrates them, and they all bail. And so, I think Kaminga is probably not going to re-up with the Warriors. I wouldn't if I was him. I'd go play for a team that would actually play him. He was on the bench for most of the playoffs.
Yeah, I think
And
there
then
was
he's,
talks of if Steve Kerr was even going to be there next season, right?
yeah. I mean, I know a lot of fans want to see him out.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like he's trying to keep the dynasty going, but it's like the dynasty's over. You can't keep
Yeah,
like
you
trying
have
to
to
go at
develop
these chips. Now you got to restart.
right.
Uh,
You're leaving the only young player that developed under him was probably Jordan Poole, and he's gone because he couldn't get along with Draymond,
uh,
and or Draymond couldn't get along with him or whatever. But
I like that we
yeah,
don't
I
really have a
think
dynasty team right now. I mean, it's great seeing. I mean, the Final Four: Minnesota, OKC, Indiana, and the Knicks. That's crazy.
I know you can't say that small market teams don't have a chance. Clearly,
Yeah,
they do.
yeah, yeah. Did you see that there's a clip of Draymond at Madison Square Garden, and like some New York fan was taunting him, and asked him like he was like, "How was Cancun?" or something like that, and Draymond says, "You can't afford Cancun," and the whole internet is like, "Dude, Cancun is not it's expensive," and then other people were like, "If that fan can afford a ticket at Madison Square Garden in the Eastern Conference Finals, he can afford to go to Cancun." So it's like this guy's just totally out of touch. He just has no concept of what these things
And
are worth.
every time his name is in the news, it's not good. Every time he opens his mouth, it's probably not good. Now he's got a podcast, and but it's good. It's certainly he stirs the pot. That's for sure. He
Yeah.
stirs the pot.
All right. Let me talk about this one thing, and then I have one question for you, and then we can call it.
Right.
So, The Last of Us season 2 finale was tonight. This is a video game adaptation. There's a comic book. The comic book gets hot whenever the show comes around. One of my favorite games of all time, The Last of Us The Last of Us 2 is probably like, I mean, I think one of the greatest sequels of all time. That is considered a hot take. I think it's aged better. People have come around to it, but upon me first playing it, I loved it. I thought it was a perfect sequel. Thought it was amazing. A lot of the fans didn't like it though when it first came out, but I loved it. And so we're in The Last of Us season 2. It just ended, which adapted like half of the second game, and probably one of the worst pieces of television I've ever watched in my entire life. Like I was watching, Dara and I were watching purely just to be haters. We didn't really like season 1. Wasn't great. You change things from games to movies, right? Same way that you change things from comics to movies or television, because you need to adapt it. And some things work on page better than works on screen, and vice versa. So I obviously am intelligent enough to be able to um, see when an adaptation needs some changing due to the medium that it's being presented on. I'm not like some idiot like super fanboy who's like, no, it has to be one for one,
Yeah.
right? Like I can respect changes and I can understand and whatever. Some of the changes, fine. I understand, great. Some of the other changes, it's just mind blowing that like it's mind blowing to me that like the creator of the game is even like allowing for some of these changes. And a lot of the internet is thinking, because of the second game got so much criticism and was so hated because of a very specific decision that it made, a very risky decision, but a decision that like I think you would respect, because it's just like it's a storytelling risk, but I think it pays off for the whole thing. But I think the general audience like really didn't like it. So the second game was really heavily criticized. Then over time, people came around to it. You know, when it just starts to resonate a little bit, and it has time to like sit in people's minds and in their hearts, you know, people come around to those types of things. So I think it did. But I think in fear of getting that same sort of backlash, a lot of the things that he got backlash for, he changed in the show, or the HBO writer, I think his name's like Craig Mazin, changed for the show and just made it just horrific. Like just like show like things like show don't tell, right? Like the game is full of like showing and not telling, or like maybe leading you down a certain path while not telling you that we're going down this path, and then it like all makes sense
Right.
later. So there's one specific thing in the game that the game kind of like takes you there in like some of these like flashback or like dream type scenes, but you don't really know where it's going because you can never like really get to the end when it happens. And then finally, like towards the end of the game, you get the big reveal, and you're like, oh, that's what all of that was. Okay, I understand. In the show, and it's a huge payoff. It's like it's so rewarding, and it's just very well done. In the show, second episode, the character that it relates to lays it all out, just explains all of it, totally taking from the reveal, from all the buildup that is put into it, and just says it. And so the rest of the show is just riddled with that. There's a scene in the game that's like one of the last scenes in the game. It's a flashback scene, and it's meant to contextualize everything. And it's a conversation between two characters before this event happened, and they didn't know this event was going to happen. But it's meant to kind of contextualize everything. And so you don't get that as the player of the game until you're 30 hours deep and the game is literally at its end. It's like, I think the second to last scene, and they
Ah,
put it halfway into the show. Not even like, it's like a little more than halfway. And it's just like,
yeah,
what are we doing here? Like, this is not rewarding. This is not good storytelling. You're catering to the viewer. Like the thing with the second game was it wasn't scared to like take risks, and it wasn't scared to assume that like the player could keep up with these things, and it wasn't scared to assume that like the player was intelligent, that the player could like
right.
kind of put the pieces together. And now it's like I'm watching this, I'm like, you think I'm stupid? You think I'm stupid that you have to
Yeah,
tell me all
right.
these things? And it's so frustrating. We just watched the season
Yeah.
finale. The season finale was probably my favorite scene or episode out of the whole show, but it's not saying much. I mean, my favorite out of like what was in the garbage can is kind of like what it's talking about more so like yeah, oh yeah, that candy
Yeah.
wrapper, yeah, I like that.
That's
So
frustrating. That's
um
frustrating, but yeah, I wonder if that's because in a game, if the game plays good, the game is fun, the story, I wouldn't say it should be secondary, but they might think that way, so they feel more emboldened to take chances, whereas the movie, there's the only pleasure is derived from the story, and
yeah,
they're thinking we got to get this reveal in. We got to give them their footing. Otherwise they're not going to be able. They're not going to know what's going on. We don't trust them to be able to go with us and stick it through a whole 10-hour story arc. We got to give them the information halfway through, which is like you said, not trusting your audience and not believing that they're sharp enough to, or that your story is tight enough to carry it through to the
yeah,
arc, to the end, and let the reveal be where it belongs at the end. And I'm saying all this from ignorance because I haven't played the game or seen any a single episode of The Last of Us or read the comic book. But you have a really good story sense. So if you're there saying, look, stop telling us and show us it, then it must stink, because that's not good. That's the worst. I think the worst thing to do. That's writing 101, right?
yeah,
Don't don't give a bunch of exposition. Even in the worlds we live in, the creative worlds we live in, which is sci-fi, fantasy, it's world building stuff. It's a great temptation to give a lot of exposition because you feel like you need to explain the whole world because it's a new
mm,
world.
mm-hmm,
You have to. There's no context at all. Like, what universe am I in? What are the laws of gravity? Is there magic here? What's the science? What's the technology in this world? All of it. And amateur writers will sit there for like two chapters of exposition, and they don't understand that nobody got past page two because they're
yeah,
done. You know, show let the telling be revealed through the showing as the story unfolds. Basic fiction. Every book, you go to the bookstore and find a book on writing fiction. That would be the very first thing you're going to see about story. So
yeah.
good. Vent it out. Let it out, brother. You don't need to feel that way. You let it out and dump on this. I love it. It was the best of what was in the trash.
Yeah, there's like, so like the main character is like on this like revenge, like I call it like a revenge tour. Like
Okay.
she's seeking revenge for something that happened. And so she kind of is just like mowing things down like until she gets to her end goal. But in the show, they're having this character have a lot of empathy towards, this is an apocalyptic world, so they're having her have like a lot of empathy towards victims of like sometimes of herself or like of other things. And it's tough because there's a scene at the end of the game where after this character has been on a full revenge tour, full of hate, full of vengeance, just comes to this moment where it all clicks. Like everything just like makes sense in her mind. And she has this like moment of like seeing herself in the enemy. And that's when she learns empathy. And so having like all of like these moments, I just know are leading up to that because it's like you don't want the viewer to be shocked. It's like, oh yeah, that's the character they've built her up to be. But it's like, no, it's even more so surprising when she
Mm.
gets to the end, when she hasn't been, but then she learns this lesson at the end, and she realizes that this is just cyclical, and it's never ending until somebody puts a stop to it. And so she has this just big moment at the end of the game where she learns, like, where she just kind of like sees all that. And so
Mm.
yeah, and there was a moment, I mean, yeah, I could spoil it for you outside of, but I don't want to talk about it here, but there's a
All right.
moment that they just a true moment of violence, and like it's the first time that this character like really sees where their violence has led to, and it still doesn't stop their violence, and they totally just watered it down, and it was just like, it was ridiculous watching it. But anyway, that's all I had to
It's a
vent.
bummer.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, my one question for
Well,
you as we
all right.
end. Um, when you get back, we have a couple cons probably coming up. Is there? I know you've probably been thinking a lot about comics since you can't really buy any or even look at them or touch them or walk into your local comic store. So, are there any comics that you've been like itching to get? I know you get the Catwoman's that you're still trying to complete, but I don't know, maybe is some Silver Age sneaking up back in there with FF on the horizon, or yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, 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 for sure. I'm obviously still looking through to fill in those runs, and they're expensive books though, because like FF2 and FF. Well, I'm not done. I mean F2 and 3. I'm sorry, two and FF2 and FF4. Silver Surfer 3, which we talked about. It's always on there. Um, and um, let me think. What other books have I been thinking about? Golden Age books are always floating around, but I've realized that I have to calm down there because there's a never ending pool of Golden Age books, and they're all expensive. You got to
um,
have focus, like really laser focus for that, because you can just spend a lot of money and just really fast. But the Yeah, if I was looking at Silver Age, what Silver Age? What am I looking for? Oh yeah, it's one I haven't ever really brought up, but I've been wanting. It's been creeping onto my want list. Is FF13, which is the first appearance of the Watcher. Because
oh
now that
yeah,
I have 12, FF13 is one of those books that it's not that, like, it's not.
it's like they're on the moon,
It's gettable.
right?
Yeah,
Kind of,
yeah, it's on the
yeah.
moon. It's a gettable book. So that one, even though my goal has always been I want to get the first 12 plus annual one. I have 12 now and I have annual one. But can't just forget about issue 13, the first Watcher. It's right there. It's the very next
Yeah,
one,
yeah, that's a good one.
So
Yeah.
that one's on the red. I think it's first Red Ghost, first Watcher. I think that's what it is. But anyway, that book is probably the one that is interesting me the most right now because it's more gettable than FF2 or FF4. And then of
Mhm.
course there's Surfer 3, which I have to have that book. I don't have it. I love that book. I've never owned it. It's a great cover, and it's a first appearance of a pretty major villain, and it's still affordable.
Yeah.
So why I don't have it right now, I don't know. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. Does not make any sense. And there's probably a few others that I can't think of right away, but those jump out at me from just sitting here thinking about it.
I know last time when we were in person together, you were talking about potentially retiring FF and switching over to Batman. Are there any like Silver Age Batmans, or did you throw that thought out the window?
Well, I'm not. I won't retire. No, I didn't throw it out the window. But I'm getting close to I'm not going to sell my FFs. Like I
It's
realized I can't do it. I love them too much.
just an emotional day. He
But
didn't get enough sleep that day.
yeah, it was probably that probably was it. But I think what although I have to say I have been because that the argument was basically saying that the FFs just aren't iconic the way like Batman or Spider-Man is. I've seen Spider-Man all across Europe, like little kids and Spider-Man stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's everywhere. Like where's your Human Torch costume? Come on. But anyway, maybe the movie will change that, like we said. But yeah, I, I'll keep. I think my FF buying will slow down because I'm nearing the end of my goals. So that will
Yeah.
then lead me to say, well, what's next? So Batman. You know what I don't have? I don't have any really good Neil Adams Batman covers. Not really.
Mm.
I do have Batman. No, I think I sold Batman 200, so I don't have that anymore. But what I do want is Batman 210, which is a it's one of the rare Catwoman Silver Age covers, and it's the one where she's in her blue costume. It's a funky looking costume that she was only around for a short time, but she's featured prominently on the cover of that book. And she's got Batman all tied up. It's a cool cover of a book that's probably like a $200 book. So it's not that expensive, even in high grade, like in an 8.5. I've seen it for like 230. So that's a book that I want. I'm probably going to get soon because it's like 1969 Silver Age Catwoman. And I have no covers of her in this costume. I have nothing of her in this costume. You've never seen. Look it up, you'll see. I've never seen her in this costume anywhere. But
210?
And it's Neil Adams cover. It's a Neil Adams cover.
I'll have to look it up.
So kind of checks all the boxes.
Yeah, nice. Sweet.
So that one's. I'm glad you brought that up because that one is one that I was looking at just the other day. In fact,
Yeah.
I was on eBay.
Oh, nice.
I was lurking.
Nice.
But I can't buy anything on eBay right now because it's bad enough that I'm not home. I can't have comic books being shown up at my house for my wife to pick up for me while I'm not home. That's like insult to injury. I'm not going to do that.
So wait, you got 3 more weeks left, right? We got 3 more recordings while you're out there. I think?
Yeah, I'll be back in
or 2 more
town,
recordings,
like I said, on
technically.
June 17th. Yeah, June 17th. I've been here for going is my 14th day
Wow.
here. Yeah, it's a long time. We're having a good time. It's really nice, but I'm already missing my wife. I'm missing being home.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
those aren't bad things.
Yeah. Well, can't wait to get back. Can't wait to go to the summer cons with you. It'll be fun. And
for sure. We'll go on some. We got some hunting to do. I'll have to make up for lost time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
all right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for listening.
and have fun in the Philippines, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So we'll catch up with you guys not next week, but the week after that. And yeah. Anything else?
No, that's it.
No? All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Arrivederci. You can follow us on Instagram. I'm at Spros_comics. He's at Mr. Period Longbox. Thank you guys so much for consuming this content in whichever form you did. And we'll catch you guys in a couple of weeks. See ya.
See you later.